Hello, welcome to Animal Art Corner. As you can tell tonight, it's Christmas Eve, but I am trying to navigate around that. So now, what news do I have today on Scientology? Well, I am trying my best, and let me think. Yeah, we'll get a veg out today, huh? Uh, well, I think here. Well, of course, I couldn't get into the kitchen without any internet connections. And of course, it was really hard to cook and give all the former Scientologists and just out of Scientology people recipes, since I don't have anything to navigate against. So, and of course, I always bring you, whoever, were never in Scientology in their lives. Thank God for that. I was never a Scientologist, and I am happy with that. And of course, there's a lot of the Scientologists who are without their families, with the ones who left Scientology. And of course, Scientology has the habit of disconnecting families, especially on the holidays where they need them the most. So it is the most saddest story anyone can hear. And of course, I'm at a coffee house. I should have presented myself somewhere else. I am in a coffee house in Ohio. Where in Ohio? I am not going to tell, because you know what happened. And of course, oh jeez. Sorry, I needed to do that, everyone. And all right. Now, yes, it is tough for the ones who are not with their families, that should be with their families on the holidays. But unfortunately, it's not happening. And why? Because Scientology and David Miscavige had to be selfish about it. And is horrible. So, of course, just because of him, yeah, I'm really sorry, everybody, about that. Yeah, I keep losing this connection. And of course, this Chromebook is on its last leg. So looks like I have to suck it up and get a new Chromebook. So, yeah, where was I? Yeah, 100 hours straight working without your families on holidays, which is really selfish of Scientology and the cults to do. But yeah, you know how it gets with cults, are always so horrible. And it's just a disposition that happens every single time with these guys. And of course, Aaron had to sit in the jail cell during the holidays. Well, that's during Thanksgiving, which was an unfair thing for the judge to do. And of course, he had a bum deal out of the whole situation at the Fort Harrison Hotel while he was protesting. As you recall, 3 guys brought out 3 gallons of water, filled up in a tub, and dumped it. 3 gallons of water that really the taxpayers had to pay because you know what? They're tax exempt. Yeah, exactly. And it is the most rotten thing anyone can do. Now, yeah, and so dumps it on the protesters. 300 gallons. Yeah, I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just in disbelief that they get their tax exemption back in 1980, 1995, when they lost it the first time, when L. Ron Hubbard lined his pocket with those tax exemptions. Yes. They took it away. Bless the IRS back down there. But got it back in 1995, which is unbelievable. And when they dumped that 300 gallons of water onto the protesters, the taxpayers had to pay for it. 300 gallons of water. Of course, they use their tax exempt status. Their tax exempt status for ridiculous purposes. They bought out 70 to 75% of the downtown Clearwater, and now it's a ghost town. It's all good because David Miscavige did not want to deal with anyone that wasn't a Scientologist, so he pushed everybody out. That's according to Aaron Smith-Levin, which I believe him, because we can't actually rely on a single truth. They don't know how to tell the truth. They only know how to lie. They use their tax exempt status for that purpose. They use it for high-priced lawyers, private investigators. They used it for Tom Cruise's birthday party. They spent $500,000 on his party, paid by the taxpayers. Yeah, that's you guys. And it is unbelievable how they can do that. But geez, it is something that, and not only that, they use their tax exempt status to pay the police officers and the government officials to look the other way. They actually hire off-duty police officers and retired police officers to work their shifts. That's what they use the tax exempt status for. It is unbelievable. And yeah, So they waste a lot of the tax exempt status. So, and there are organizations that actually follow the rules of tax exemption. But Scientology doesn't. They don't know how to follow the rules. They think they're above the law. They think they can break every single rules there is. They even told Natalie that they're above the law when she tried to get her daughter back. She did. Good for her, because she treated her gift great. Where the rest of everybody in Scientology, they treated their kids horribly just by sticking them in Scientology. So, bless her for pulling her daughter out. And they told her that they were above the law. But told her, you know what? They were going to see her anyways. And beg when she gets her daughter. And yeah, they're a big waste. And this is questionable, them having tax exempt status. We're hoping in the SP community that they get it taken away. But for some reason, it's not going to happen while Trump's in office. In Streets of LA Audit, William Good says it's going to take 10 years. I hope not. I hope they lose it this year, but it looks like he is right. Is it unusual for a cult to have tax exemption? Yes. So, and when they get out of Scientology, it is such an adventure for them that they're getting harassed, intimidated. They even poison their animals to silence them. Yes, they poison the sweet, precious animals. And as an animal rights activist, I'm not going to condone it, and neither is any other animal activist. And I actually wrote one of those organizations, telling them what's going on, which one I'm not going to tell. And they said that I think they're probably looking into protests. Yeah, that's right, Scientology. Look out. Which organization? I'll never tell. Never. So, in this Christmas Eve, think of those who are still in Scientology and these other cults. It is the most worst thing a family can ever go through. So, what else is going on? Oh yeah, I had a huge bacon frenzy yesterday, and I'm gonna bake again today. I wanted to bake a apple pie, but it turned into apple cobbler. it ruined, and I don't know whether my stove was dirty. So I actually put it back, and I'm like, I don't know whether this stove is great. So I ate a piece. Yeah. But however, I am going to continue on with the bacon frenzy. Now, as soon as I get my internet connections back, I will show you what I baked. And I will definitely give you guys a recipe. Those who are out of Scientology and learning to navigate, especially with meals and to cook, do everything yourself, and the freedom you never had before you have today because you're out of Scientology. So I'll give you the recipe. And now, after the holidays, I'm going to work on getting a crew together, and we'll go out into the world and navigate on which supermarket or where to shop for your food and necessities. So we can figure out which is the highest, which is the lowest prices. I tried to actually do my best to do that. So I actually navigate to, of course, as soon as I got out of high school, I just wanted a career as an actor. But, sometimes we don't always get what we want. I've been struggling for years, but I navigated great. With the help of my brother and his family, I navigated pretty well. But things like that don't always happen. I mean, I'm still in it because I'm having fun. I am just having a ball doing it. Now, the auditions, yeah, can be such a drag since you wait for a call for hours and hours. And now, at the age of 55, I'm getting a little bit old, so I take everything a little bit differently now than I was when I was a kid. Started out in the business. I started when I was a teenager. Got my first gig when I was about 17. That's a week before my 18th birthday. That's when I got my first gig. But then when I graduate, and I definitely had to navigate because I had to get a job. So I've been working ever since. But since I turned 55, I decided to pause and rest because I want to get back to work in the fall. And fall 2026, I really want to use my associate's degree to work at a school. Which school? I am not going to tell you because of, things get in Scientology. So navigating is a little different, and yeah, I'm not planning on retiring. I decided to keep on working until I have my foot in the grave. So, yeah. Is it by choice? A little bit, but the fact that I don't really have enough money to retire, I had to rethink retirement. I don't want to go in that direction because I don't want to be poor, and I can't afford it. So I'm gonna keep on working until my dying days. So it's it is going to be a challenge, but it's something I can do. But I don't want to get bored. So this fall, I definitely want to work. I'm just resting them up as much as I can, so I can get back to work. Since I'm not going to retire, I decided to just chill a little bit before I go back to work. So, of course, the elderly, they keep working and working and working. And then when they can't work anymore, they send them off to die, which is a horrible thing to do, the elderly. And things that they did to Rosemary is horrible. Mike's mom. They actually were hoping that she would die. They took out credit cards in her name. They took out loans in her names. And that's a horrible thing to do to an elderly person. So, and every elderly in Scientology experiences it. And they just don't care. They just want to squeeze out every penny that everybody in Scientology has, including the celebrities. Only the celebrities. Don't think they're getting ripped off. Of course, they got all that money. They can do whatever they want. But as a celebrity, don't you think they're milking so much money out of you guys? Well, not all of you are in the cult. So, yeah. This is Tom Cruise, John Travolta. Well, Tom Cruise is a lost cause since he's buddies with David Miscavige and he's the leader. But John Travolta, Jenna Elfman, and what's her name again? Juliette Lewis, Mike Pena. Don't you think giving all that money to that cult is ripping you off? They're ripping you off, and you don't care. So get back your dignity and get out of Scientology. You don't need that. You don't need people taking money from you like that. And some of the money goes to charity. The rest go in David Miscavige's pocket. Now, come on, think. Is this worth it? I mean, I could mention Tom Cruise, but he's a lost cause. He gives 1% of his income from working on his projects, 1%, which is 1 million, towards slave labor. And this is according to Postate Alex Barnes. I got his name right before I called him Alex Barnes, which is not correct way to say it. It's Alex Barnes. According to him, 1% of his paycheck, the 1 million that he donates, goes to slave labor. I believe it. I'll never believe Scientology. They've been lying for years. And the celebrities who are in it been lying for years. Now, John Travolta, my theater professor, told me great things about him and how nice he is. I do believe he's a nice guy, but But he's doing the wrong things in Scientology. He gave a plane that actually they were going to go pick somebody up against their will and take him back to Scientology. Now, he's a nice guy, but what he did was wrong. And by being in that cult and giving all your money to them, it's the wrong thing to do. I mean, you haven't been doing any movies lately. What are you going to do when your meal ticket's done and you can't make any more money? Scientology has it all. Oh, come on. You don't want that to happen again. Just don't give your money to them. Of course, you're the vulnerable one. And of course, fortunately, I am too, because guess what? I, in the past, wanted to date, get married, have kids. It never happened for me. So I used every resource. I went to every dating sites, and those guys ripped me off. So you're going to have to think whether or not it's worth it. John, just think about it. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's looking over and saying, oh my God, she's later. Yeah, I'm in a coffee house. It's not empty. So it's great. So come on, John. You really need that. And guess what? The rest of you who are not anywhere near the site or anywhere near the Scientology building, but they're expecting you back. Listen here. Split. Leave when they're not looking. Plan. And once you get out there, a whole bunch of people waiting to help. The SPTV Foundation is ready to help, and the Aftermath Foundation is ready to help you get out of Scientology. You don't need all that abuse. And plus, you want to be home. Well, if your family did not join the cult, good. You can go home to them. You're lucky. But there are people in there who aren't around other family members because of Scientology. So you get to go home with your family, and they'll help you get back on your feet. And with the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation, they'll help you. They'll aid you with donated money from the public. And I think they might be getting donations from government. I don't know. I can't put words in their mouth. Don't take me at my word because I don't know. Oh boy, my screen is so dirty. I gotta clean it when I get home. So, so they'll help you out of Scientology, and that mental illness, they'll help you connect with a mental health worker, professional. And of course, you have trauma and you need to get it treated. So you have to go see a mental health professional. And they'll give you the proper treatment, not just trauma, but mental illness and other health issues that you're struggling with. Because they don't know anything about counseling or or any medical treatments, because L. Ron Hubbard was not in the position to treat anybody. So him giving people treatments with my niece, what's nice. So I'll bring. You know what? This thing is on its last leg. It's just going on and off with in the YouTube studio. I can't use my new Chromebook because my older brother had the audacity to put it in a parental control on it. Me, a 55-year-old woman, need to get a permission from my dad. But excuse me, everybody. Nature called. So yeah, so I can't get in it. So looks like I'm gonna have to get a new Chromebook because that's all I can afford. I want to get the smaller version, the cute version. So I think they might be open until 6 today, but that's my guess. So yeah, what is this? Nothing. Okay. Okay. So this is all right. So you're gonna have to ask yourself, guys, what is it worth it? It's not worth getting you. And there is no religious thing in there, because as you recall last year. Yeah, sorry everybody. It's just so. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I gotta have to replace this thing. Anyways, oh boy, I lost my train of thought. So, so okay. What else is there? With the with all the advocates out there advocating today to try and get everybody out of Scientology and back into their families, especially on the holidays. Well, guys, I hope you do a successful job this coming year. And by tomorrow, too. Now, could we pull this whole racket off? Who knows? But those who are out of Scientology, like Aaron Jenna, Natalie, Claire, Hadley and Mark Hadley, her husband, Lana, John Atek, Rosemary, Leah. Actually, she had her family, of course. She's helping all those other people in Scientology to get out. And Laura FM, Nora Ames, and she actually got a deadly disease, and she's, according to Aaron, she's not going to make it. So send her blessings out to her and her wife and her kids. And what else? Yeah, it is tragic. And what else is up? Yeah. And what to do after getting out is a challenge, because you're gonna have to get a regular job. It's gonna pay a lot better than Scientology ever paid you. Even though Data Miscavige said, "Oh, you're only gonna get a job working at McDonald's." Well, guess what? McDonald's is paying better in every other place, even though it's minimum rate. And you see, it did it to me again. It reconnected me, it disconnected me. This thing is just on its last leg. And I can't, it looks like I can't use it anymore because it's old. And my brother says it's a virus in it, but well, I took it to the Geek Squad, and they said there's nothing wrong. There's no viruses in, but they said it's an old computer. And okay, I'm gonna take their word for it, but since it's old, maybe I do have to replace it. So it is just, yeah, it looks like it's on its last leg and it's on the way out the door, because it keeps going on and off with the connection on YouTube Studio. So since my numbers are going down, it's because I lost my internet connection at my house during the snowstorm. So I have to wait for my brother to call the repair guy and have my internet connections fixed. So it's just a bad situation here. And what else is going on? Oh, I'm going to do lots of bacon today. Let me tell you, I'm going to make my pecan pie today. And guess what? I'm going to tell my brother to eat it since he likes pecan pie. He just made an issue about it in Thanksgiving about it because I made it. And he missed a lot out on it because it is one killer pecan pie. Let me tell you this. Yes, it is so deadly. It is delicious. It's addictive. And of course, if you go back to one of my recipes back in Thanksgiving, you'll find it. And it was during the countdown to Thanksgiving. Now, I couldn't do countdown to Christmas this year because of me having problems with the internet connection. So that just did it. So maybe next year I'll bring it to you. Hopefully I'll get my internet connection back before New Year's Eve, but is it going to happen? We'll see. And am I going to get a Christmas miracle this year? Maybe we'll see. And what else is going on? Well, I'm going to give it another 11 minutes and then I'm going to sign right off. Hopefully before we lose this connection again. And when will I get back to you? I don't know. Not only I didn't bring you my Christmas special to you, but I wasn't able to go to my crafts corner and do my arts and crafts with you guys, art therapy. Only I'm not a therapist, but if you're interested in it, go down to the link below. Go to NAMI and get your treatments. It's amazing. I've been also an artist since I was a kid. Not only I acted, but I paint, draw. And of course, it just, guess what? Unless you're a graphic artist, you're not going to make much of a living out of it. You really have to enjoy yourself doing these things, or else it's meaningless. So not only that, you have to, well, it is treatment for mental illness too. That's one of the things they use to treat it. So if you want, not if you want, but you know what? That's the thing to do after getting out of the cult is get treated for trauma or possible mental illness. Because guess what? Scientology does not believe in psychiatry. I was blind to the fact. Well, okay, it's a religion and they have a right to it, but when they mentioned that and the enemy of the church, I'm like, maybe it's a select few that thinks, oh, well, it's the enemy of the church, or I'm like, what were you gonna have that for? But yeah, and then once I woke up, forget it. It is a cult. We all have to wake up to the fact that Scientology with the celebrities is a cult. So now, people, how many churches call people? How many churches do you know don't believe in mental health? None. Because guess what? They encourage to go get mental health treatment. Scientology and other cults don't. So yeah, it's fine to be in a group or maybe possible worship. I mean, yes, there is different kinds of worship besides Christianity, like Buddhism, and I don't know what Hinduism is. Oh boy, it's doing this to me again. It's connecting on and off on me. So automatic white magic doesn't. They don't harm anyone. It's he shall not harm none, something like that. And You can join a yoga group, but you have to be careful what organization or spiritual organization you join, because it could be destructive. So be careful. I'm not saying don't join any worship. I'm saying just be careful, because they could also be Christian cults, like Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormonism, any of them. Not just, again, just be careful what group you join. And you'll be okay. Okay. And you know what? I'm sorry that I'm having toughy getting stories to you and cooking segments to you and my monologues to you. And I know I have a new, yeah, it's been such a bummer. You know what? Yeah, and it's just be careful. That's all. So you know what? I'm worried that this thing is going to go off and on like crazy. So I'll bring you more stories next time. I'll try and get on as often as I can until I get my internet connections back on. Okay? So have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And season's greetings to all of you. Merry Christmas. Oh, by the way, hit the like, press subscribe. Have a good holiday.